Good morning and welcome to Homepage, a public affairs feature of 93.7 K Country and Wind FM 92.5, 95.5, and 107.9. I'm Kathy Dugan, and I have two guests this morning, Ashley Abbott and her daughter, Bailey. Bailey's here as well. Beautiful girl, by the way. I wish you guys could see her, but you can't. Too bad. And we're going to be talking about something really cool, the 6th Annual Walk for Turner Syndrome, hosted by Bailey's Butterflies, and that's this Saturday at the Village's Polo Club from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Ashley, I wanted to ask you first. This is for Turner Syndrome. A lot of people don't know what Turner Syndrome is.
So Turner Syndrome is a chromosome disorder that happens to 1 in 2,000 live female births. Medical issues can come along with it, as long as some physical features. Our family had never heard of it until Bailey was born. Once she was born, we learned as much as we could about it because we wanted to make her life as normal as possible and as great as possible. So that's what led us to start the foundation and do a nonprofit.
When Bailey was born, you didn't find out until she was actually born.
Correct.
How did you know that she had this?
She was measuring small during my pregnancy, and so they thought something may be wrong, but they couldn't quite pinpoint it. We did a lot of stress tests, and right after she was born, the pediatrician, thank goodness, recognized some physical features, which was short stature, broad chest. She had lymphedema or swelling in her hands and feet. He must have been knowledgeable of Turner syndrome because he ran a karyotype, which was a blood test that identifies chromosome disorders. And we learned right away. They gave us a Wikipedia printout, and we did not know where to even begin by reading that. So we want to change that. That's another thing that led us to do this, is we didn't want another family to just get a Wikipedia printout from their doctor or nurses. We wanted to have a resource group or something where people could go to have that support.
That way they could be educated.
Correct.
You're lucky to have such a doctor that just recognized it right away.
We've actually never met him in person, and I've really thought about that this year, that we want to find out if he's still in the area and personally thank him, because a lot of girls are not diagnosed until they're close to puberty, when they're not meeting milestones. And the average diagnosis right now is around 9 years old. And it's getting better with awareness, and more babies are getting diagnosed in utero.
Wow. So they can actually do like an amniocentesis?
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
What is that? That is when they do the needle in mom's belly so they can find out if something's going on. Bailey just asked what it was if you didn't hear. Bailey, go over by the microphone. How old are you, Bailey?
I'm 10.
You're 10. You're almost 11 or?
Almost 11.
Almost. Okay.
My birthday's St. Patrick's Day.
That's fantastic. That's my favorite day of the year.
Really?
And my favorite color is green. So that works out. So, Bailey, have you noticed any challenges? I mean, is there anything difficult for you, or do you just feel like a normal kid?
Well, the one thing that somewhat seems to bug me the most is how short I am. Because when I see all of those other tall people, and, like, they can, like, reach the books in the classroom and stuff, and I have to ask for help, it's kind of embarrassing.
See, as you get older, short girls are super cute. So you got to embrace that. Absolutely. Now, what are some of the challenges your family has had?
At 2 years, when Bailey was 2 years old, we decided to start her on a growth hormone injection every night. So that was one of the biggest, currently one of the biggest things that we had to decide. We thought that it would give her a normalcy of life to give her a couple extra inches. And so she's projected to be around 5 foot. We kind of made a funny out of it and said, well, if you reach 5 foot, we'll throw you a 5 foot party.
I love it. See, there you go.
Right after she was born, our biggest challenge was just trying to figure out what characteristics of Turner syndrome that she had and what we needed to make a priority and focus on.
Okay.
They found an issue with her heart. It was a coarctation of the aorta, which is a narrowing spot in the aortic valve, not allowing blood flow.
Oh.
So we went straight from our normal hospital to a pediatric cardiac intensive care unit, where she had surgery on her heart. We were there for about 3 weeks. She recovered well, and we went home to live our lives. She now sees about 5 or 6 specialists at Shands. We go to the Turner Syndrome Clinic there that was founded by Dr. Elizabeth Fudge, and we are involved in Children's Miracle Network as well.
Wow.
So we've fully engulfed in the community and learning as much as we could about it and helping others.
How old was she when she had the surgery?
She was only 2 weeks old.
Wow.
Yeah, she was 4.5 pounds.
You don't remember it.
Well, Mom's told me.
Your mom's told you
Yeah.
about it. Yeah. Well, that's what moms are good for. They, fill you in on what's going on and show you, look at you then and look at you now.
I
Oh,
know.
my goodness. You've got some great information that you're going to be putting up at the walk as well.
Yes, we, I'm trying to think. We went to the first National Turner Syndrome Conference when Bailey was 5 in Jacksonville. Some family and friends did some fundraising for us to allow us to go. And it was so much of an eye-opener. She was able to see other girls and women that had Turner Syndrome like her. We came away from it with a wealth of knowledge and just feeling empowered. The drive from Jacksonville back home, my husband and I talked the entire way and we're like, what can we do for our community to bring the awareness here and to help other families? Because other families don't have support like we do. So the first couple of years we raised money for national nonprofits, which would be the Turner Syndrome Society and the Turner Syndrome Global Alliance. And then we thought, well, we're raising all this money for them. We need to help families here in Florida.
Sure, your local families,
Yeah.
right?
So we started Bailey's Butterflies, and if we reach our goal this weekend, we will have raised $150,000 for national and local families.
And your goal this weekend is what?
$20,000 this weekend.
Oh, come on. We can do that. We can
Yeah.
get $20,000 for Bailey. Where did Bailey's Butterflies come from?
Me.
From you?
We got the idea
Let's
from
get
me.
you over here so I can hear you. So, Bailey, tell me about what made you choose butterflies?
Well, because butterflies is the symbol for Turner syndrome. And ever since I was little, I've just loved butterflies.
They're beautiful, aren't they? And they can become anything they want. They go from being a caterpillar to this beautiful...
My room is butterfly themed.
Your room is? Oh, that's awesome. And it reminds you you're just blossoming all the time, right? That's very cool. Are you looking forward to the walk?
Yes.
There's going to be a lot of fun stuff going on, too, not just for grown-ups, but for kids, right?
Some of the stuff that I'm looking forward to is they have like soda and candy and
Oh, I see our priorities. Soda and candy.
Cotton candy.
and games. for
The games
kids.
sound like fun. That's awesome. Now, I understand they're going to have the planes there, too, from the villages. Those are pretty cool. And those are the e-flyers?
Yes, we've had them a couple of times at the event. The group, they're awesome. They bring the remote control planes, put on an air show for the kids. One year they created, just for our event, a plane that drops candy. And so that's been a big hit. So the kids like that every year. They try to drop the the candy on the field.
That's where that came from with the candy. Yeah, gotcha.
We usually have a table set up with crafts, butterfly oriented, of course, bounce house, and some fun games on the field for the kids. For the adults, we'll have a cash bar provided by Katie Bell's and raffles. We're going to have a silent auction, live auction.
Wow.
So we have quite a lot of things going on in those couple of hours.
A couple of years ago, we even had like an obstacle course.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I mean, so while people are learning stuff, they don't realize they're learning things while they're there, and they walk away knowing something a little more than they did before.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I love events where you can learn and have fun at the same time. It makes it just even better.
That's right. Yeah, we have facts posted about Turner syndrome along the walking path. Bailey's doctors will be there. The Turner Syndrome Clinic will have a table set up. We also have gathered a sponsor this year from Pfizer, which is a pharmaceutical company. So they'll be providing information about growth hormone as well for the families that are maybe thinking about starting their child on growth hormones. And then some of our sponsors come to the event. We have Sirocco Electric, which is a company here in Ocala that's been in business for over 40 years.
Yep. Know them well.
Yeah, my kid's pediatrician, Dr. Norma Marie Albino of Pediatric Services of the Villages, they're our platinum sponsors this year.
Very nice.
And then we have a couple of gold sponsors. We have Paws Animal Hospital, Frost and Frost Wealth Management, Sales Corp of Florida, which is a fabricating company. We have Farm Bureau Insurance of Sumter County. Winn-Dixie of Lady Lake in the Villages has been a great sponsor for us. They do a lot of donations for us, and they're also doing a community bag project for the month of March.
Nice.
That will go to Bailey's Butterflies. And Sumter Tire and Auto, they've been around in Wildwood for years.
Oh, yeah.
And then last but not least, I think we have Tri-County Landscaping.
Wow.
So we get a lot of the local community involved. It's a lot of family-owned businesses that have been around for years.
We have one of the best communities ever. I mean,
I
they
agree.
Really step up.
I totally agree. We wouldn't be where we are without the efforts and the support from the community, from the villages and the local community from Ocala and Wildwood.
Wow.
So it's great to see. And they put a face with a name. They get to know our family. They get to know our story.
Sure.
And get to know about Turner syndrome. We tell our story at the walk. We do a Bailey's or a butterfly release.
That sounds beautiful.
The butterfly release is like the best thing ever.
Oh, it sounds like it. So you just, and you can watch them. Do they land on you?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh
they
my
do.
gosh, how neat.
Yeah. We've learned and met a few other families since we've even started our fundraiser and our awareness walk that have said, oh, a family member or, oh, a friend's daughter or somebody was diagnosed or has had it for years, and we didn't know until you said something, and then we found out they did. And so they put a correlation together, and it makes us feel good. It makes us feel good about what we're doing and let us know that the awareness is working. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the biggest part is the awareness. I mean, this is the first time I've heard of Turner syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a little research on it, before you guys came in because I wanted to know a little more about it. And a lot of people don't know. That's what you're here for, to educate us, both of you, which is awesome. With Turner syndrome, I mean, is Bailey still going through treatments for anything?
Just routine specialist appointments. They need to see a pediatric cardiology for the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm.
So she started obviously when she was born, and we're now on a yearly program for cardiology, which is great. We love our cardiologist and we love seeing her, but we are happy when we hear we don't need to see you for a year.
That's awesome.
She sees endocrinology every 3 to 4 months just to monitor her growth and see if we need to up her dose for her injections. And nephrology for kidneys. She has a single kidney. We found that out at birth also.
Okay.
And she was hospitalized a few years ago with a severe kidney infection. And so she has a little bit of damage to that one kidney. And so we just routine maintenance. That's really all it is. It's just knowing your health care and your guidelines and what doctors you need to see. She recently got glasses within the last year, so her vision's starting to be affected a little bit. But we consider her to be a healthy kid. We've seen others that aren't as fortunate as us, and only 2% actually make it to birth. So the fact that she's with us despite any of her challenges that she has is a blessing in itself.
Absolutely it is. She's a walking, talking blessing.
A lot of talk.
So the one thing I hate that I have to do like almost maybe twice a year is blood work.
Oh, the needles?
I cannot stand needles.
Oh, no. At least it's only a couple times a year, though, right?
Yeah.
So are there any side effects from the growth hormone that she takes? Does it bother you, Bailey? I mean, does it do anything that bothers you?
No.
No, you
I
feel
mean,
fine?
I'm used to it. I've done it since I was little, so it doesn't hurt anymore.
No, so it's like, is it like a pill or a shot or?
It's similar to a diabetic needle. It's a
Okay.
small gauged needle. The medication is refrigerated, and we do our shots at night. Some families choose to do them at other times during the day, but it's best for us to do them at night. And at some point, she'll be able to give them to herself. There can be some side effects. Joints can hurt, and because you're giving them a growth hormone, their body produces growth hormone. It just doesn't do what it needs to do with it. So you're just giving them added medication. But we've never had any side effects. We've never talked to any families that have. We were given all of those side effects and information whenever we chose to do it, and we thought that the risk of her being taller was greater than any risk of any side effects.
Sure.
So.
Hey, you wear high heels. Some of us can't, I'm afraid of heights, so I can't wear them. I wear flip-flops. So you get to wear the really
My
cool high
dad's
heels.
afraid of heights.
Is he? Well, then he doesn't need to wear high heels either. I'm just saying. It'd be a little bit weird.
Yeah.
So, with the National Turner Syndrome Conference, what went on there? Tell me about that. Tell me how it felt that very first time you went and your most recent time.
So the first time we went to the national conference, Bailey was 5, so she was full of energy and excited to see other girls like her. Mm-hmm. We had seen a few other families and girls at clinic, but nothing on this spectrum. And so you walk into this grand hotel, because they always have them at big hotels with conference rooms and stuff. And it's all decorated because there's a theme every year. So we had a great time. The girls go into classes with other girls their age. And so they get to learn appropriate material on their age level about Turner syndrome. Mm-hmm. And they do fun stuff. They keep it fun for them, while the parents choose their sessions to go to. So you have medical doctors and speakers and professionals, and you just choose your itinerary and do what's best for you or suited for your family at that time. Some of the classes are for adults and some are for families. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they do a state meet and greet. That's how we met a lot of families from this state. We learned so much. I feel like the first year is so informative, but yet overwhelming.
I bet.
So you have to process it each day, and lots of notes, take lots of notes. Always have somebody with you, mm-hmm. because you may miss something that they may catch. And so I always recommend taking your spouse, or if you're not able to take your spouse, to take another family member. At night, you're all together. You eat dinner together. They have fun activities. They do a dance for the kids. So it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of information. We've been probably 3 or 4 times since then. They move it all over the United States so that other families have opportunities to go, because it is a little expensive. A lot of people plan it as their vacation and do touristy things in the area while they're there. This last year, we went to Nashville.
Oh, wow.
And we didn't get to do the whole vacation thing while we were there because it was a short trip. We just went for the weekend. But we had the opportunity to take 3 adult women mm-hmm. who had never been to a conference, and some of them had never met another TS person. So it's nice to see it through their eyes again. We know how we felt the first time we went. So as a family that's supporting them, it's great to see their reaction the first time. Bailey sees some of her friends again every year. A lot of these girls, they depend on those relationships because some of them have anxiety or have some social anxiety issues. Mm-hmm. And so they don't really make friends as much. Some families we've heard, Bailey talks all the time and has lots of friends.
I was about to
We're
say,
an exception.
I have a feeling Bailey has lots of friends, yeah.
But some of these girls rely on the conference for those connections and those relationships. And so it's nice to see how connected they are with other people.
What class did you take last conference?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
Look at her. She's the interviewer.
What class did we take last conference? Well, Dad... my husband was not able to go with us due to work, and so I took my aunt, Tina Davis, she's involved in Bailey's Butterflies with us. So we decided to go to some of the classes that revolve around friendships and social anxiety, like I was just talking about, mm-hmm. because as Bailey gets older, it's nice to learn about these things. We went to some of the family groups, so they bring their families in with them and get to talk about how other people see their child, and they're not always perceived as being these social interactive girls. And so it's hard. It's as they get older, they experience a little bit more.
I don't know.
Didn't exactly answer what class.
You didn't exactly answer what class, Mom.
No, I told you we went to the class that talked about anxiety and social relationships. We went to a class about organization, because sometimes organization is hard for Turner syndrome girls.
It's not for me.
So there's a lot of medical ones. There's cardiology ones and growth hormone ones, like if you want to choose to put your child on growth hormone. So there's a whole gamut. It's probably 30 to 40 different classes. And so you choose. And there could be several going on at the same time. So like I said, given your family's dynamics, you have to choose what's best for you and your family at that time.
Absolutely. So maybe Bailey can tell us about some of the classes, some of the groups that you were in. Were they classes, or there's just different activities you do there?
Well, for the kids... Well, there's even ones for siblings. This just popped in my head. My sister went, and she got to go to a class about for siblings.
Okay, so
How to deal with having Turner syndrome in your family.
and how old's your sister?
My sister's 14. Her name is Tinley.
And you guys get along okay?
It's like brother-sister rivalry, like sibling rivalry.
Like, stay out of my room, don't touch my stuff.
Yeah, like that sort of rivalry.
But you guys love each other very much.
Yeah.
So what is this I'm hearing that you may be having a new brother or sister coming along?
Well, my parents are adopting a girl that is from China
Oh, wow.
that also has Turner syndrome.
Wow. So you can be her big sister and help her understand now. Is she a baby or is she a little bit older?
She's a little bit older, like a little bit younger than me.
Okay. Well, that's going to be fun to have a sister. You'll get to be the big sister and say, don't touch my stuff.
And the good thing is, my sister always wins. I don't know what it is, and I finally want to, not be the youngest anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard, isn't it? I mean, it's like she's always like, I'm the boss of you because I'm bigger and I'm older. And now you can say this to your new sister, I'm the boss of you.
Yeah.
Or maybe you won't because you don't remember how that feels when your sister says it.
Yeah. It just depends. I'm just glad I'm not the youngest, so my sister won't pick on me.
Oh, now she has two people to pick on. Oh, man. Well, you seem incredibly intelligent. I could just tell by talking to you. You talk like an adult does. I love that.
I just know a lot of stuff.
You just know stuff. Yeah, it's good to know stuff. Stuff helps. How can people help, though? I mean, you have a website I've been to, baileysbutterflies.org, and you have some opportunities for people to help out.
We do. We accept donations year-round on the baileysbutterflies.org website. You can also come to the event this Saturday where we're going to, have our raffles and donations. We're going to have a matching hour, so we haven't decided what hour that's going to be. It's going to be a surprise, but any donations given during that hour, we have a company that's going to match that.
Nice.
So we just encourage people to visit the website, educate yourself about Turner syndrome, because you never know when you're going to come across somebody that you may be like, oh, well, I think I read this and I recognize these signs. Or maybe your child's not growing and you just want to visit the doctor and say, oh, well, I've heard about this. Can we just check this?
Right.
So just to educate themselves. And like I said, we have the donation button that's always on the site. And we are also partnered with the Turner Syndrome Global Alliance on a national research project right now.
Wow.
Through the Red Cap. And so they are collecting data from Turner syndrome patients all over.
Wow.
And they're going to put it into a research database and try to find the correlations and the common traits that, for example, girls or women that have hearing loss, do they have anything in common that correlates to predict this hearing loss?
Okay.
Or the heart conditions, eyesight, whatever it is, they're just trying to find the correlation between the girls and the women. And so we've had the opportunity to do this partnering, and we are excited to hopefully bring Bailey's Butterflies on a national scale at some point.
You have volunteer opportunities. You have information on how you can connect, which I love.
Yes, we do. We have, you can volunteer at our events. We try to host some other things throughout the year. And so if you ever want to volunteer, we're always looking for that. We also are looking to host more get-togethers, like meet and greets, where families can get together so that we don't just see each other at the national conference or at our walk. So it's just nice to talk to the other parents and the kids to talk and just kind of share stories and what's going on in your lives. And
do you stay in touch with them throughout the year? Email, social media, phone calls?
We do. Like I said, we see a lot of the families at clinic when we go. And with social media, it's so easy to keep in contact with everybody nowadays. So we are always talking that way. And some of them we've made really, really great friends with. And so we even text or phone call. And I've actually had a couple of families that have contacted me where they've said, a mutual friend has said that, you can point us in the right direction or you can help us. And so I am very humble about that because I don't feel like I'm a great help, but they always say, they're very appreciative of it. And
well, I'm sure. And you know what? You don't think that you're a great help, but the fact that you are doing this, you are knowledgeable about it. Bailey is obviously very knowledgeable about it as well. And that's helpful in itself, just knowing that there's somebody else just like you out there experiencing what you're experiencing as a parent, or like you, Bailey. Doesn't it make you feel better to know and speak to people who are experiencing what you do?
Yes, and what I think would be really cool is like having a sister that I can relate to. Because normally Turner syndrome girls, they have siblings, but they don't have one that has Turner syndrome. So that'll be a cool and new experience.
Wow.
Although I have to share my room.
Oh, boy, sharing the room. Uh-oh. Well, then you're definitely going to have to keep it clean. Or you can make her clean it. That's always a good idea. But that'll be good for her, too, because she probably doesn't have anybody either that she can relate to. So you're going to be that person for her, not just her big sister, but she's going to look up to you even more because you can help her with things.
I think we're probably both going to look up to each other at some point. She's Chinese, so she doesn't know English.
Wow.
Not yet.
Not yet, but soon after, my parents think that she'll be able to speak English, so, Then we'll actually be able to, start talking more and stuff, because she'll understand English.
There's probably other ways you'll learn how to communicate, too.
I mean, we're learning Mandarin.
Oh, are you?
Very little. let me correct that. Very little.
Me and my sister are learning more than my parents are.
Do you know any words in Mandarin yet that you can tell me?
Yes,
Okay.
but I don't think that I'm gonna say it right. But I know how to say "you're crazy" in Chinese.
Wow, the important words.
She uses that on Dad.
Oh, no, how do you say you're crazy?
I might not say this right. We've learned how to say milk. Nunai.
Nunai.
Mom is mama.
That's easy.
Dad is baba.
That's different.
Oh, and what's also crazy is in Mandarin, there are 4 different tones.
Really?
So depending upon how you say mom, it could mean horse or, mom and other stuff.
Oh, wow.
It's one of the most difficult languages to learn.
I bet it is. Oh, my goodness.
Yes. So we're learning keywords and a few fun words like "Are you crazy?" and we'll learn as we go along. And she'll learn English.
Oh, sure.
And while we're in country, we have a guide, so it'll be okay.
Being immersed in it is probably going to be easier for her to learn. And how fun is that? A different culture. You're learning stuff about China, and this is going to be way too much fun.
Well, it would be cool, but I've always wanted to learn how to speak in French.
French, really? Wow.
That might be cool.
Maybe,
that might be cool, to learn French.
and you never know. Maybe
But
that's
it's
something
cool
you'll do together.
because it's a different language.
Wow, you never know. Bailey could be a linguist one day. You could be there translating for people all over the world, you and your sister.
Maybe, who knows?
You never know. Well, what do you want to do when you grow up?
Well, I love animals. So I'm thinking maybe a vet or a marine biologist.
Wow. That is awesome. Do you have any pets at home?
Yes, we have 2 dogs. We have a big black lab. His name is Ruger.
Uh-huh.
And then we have a Dodson Jack Russell mix, and his name is Lucky.
Wow.
My dad rescued him.
Oh, so he is lucky. And he's
That's
got
where
you.
my sister, or I don't remember who it was, but someone in my family came up with it, and everyone liked it, so that became his name.
That's
and
really
then we
cool.
have 2 cats that rescued as well. Well, we adopted them. We got them from PetSmart. Yeah. We got them from PetSmart.
Wow. So that's wonderful. I mean, you're not even 11 yet, almost 11, and you have your eye on the money. You know what you want to do pretty much.
Yeah, somewhat.
Do you do well in school?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. What's your
I've
favorite?
gotten A's and B's, which is good.
Oh, that's awesome. What's your favorite class?
I don't have a favorite class, but reading is pretty hard, but I do like reading. Science and social studies are kind of hard as well. And then math, I'm starting to get.
Are you?
So I don't really have a favorite. It just depends on what's easiest, which right now is social studies because it's pretty simple.
Yeah, you're just doing a lot of reading and memorizing.
Yeah, pretty much.
You've got a goal this Saturday for $20,000. It's at the Villages Polo Club from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And they can register online right now at baileysbutterflies.org. It's $25. That includes a T-shirt, right?
It does. However, we've already turned in our T-shirt order. So we'll have some T-shirts available the day of.
Okay.
So if they're not able to register online, they can certainly register at the event.
Absolutely. So get a little early there.
Yep.
If you need to give somebody a call to ask questions, it's 352-461-9234. and tons of stuff going on. Lunch, drinks, Katie Bell's Cash Bar, cotton candy, which I know somebody's excited about.
Yes.
I'm afraid of it, but you can have that. 50-50 raffle, live Yeti cooler auction, basket auction, games and activities for the kids, which are endorsed by Bailey. She said they're awesome. Of course, the Village's e-flyers, a butterfly release, which sounds amazing.
It is really cool.
I think that would be my favorite part, probably.
My favorite butterfly is a monarch butterfly.
Those are gorgeous, aren't they? I love those. Also, the 50-50 reverse raffle with a chance to win up to $5,000. That is so super awesome. And was there anything else you wanted to add?
I don't think so. I mean, you guys do a great job at promoting everything and getting all the information out there. We're just happy to have this opportunity and spread more awareness. And the more people we can get to the event to enjoy our day, and hopefully that'll keep them coming back. So.
All right, it's on Saturday, so get yourself signed up. Thank you so much, Ashley and Bailey, for being here today. It was so nice.
Thank you for having us.
My guest today has been Ashley Abbott with the 6th annual Walk for Turner Syndrome hosted by Bailey's Butterflies. Homepage is presented as a public affairs feature of 93.7 K Country and Wind FM 92.5, 95.5, and 107.9. Your comments are always welcome, and you can email me at homepage@ncfmgroup.com. You can also listen to Homepage by going to our websites at 937kcountry.com and windfm.com. I'm Kathy Dugan. Please join us again next Sunday for Homepage.